we need. You want more time to do this, so you can get this. You provide the skill and sweat. Count on Summit Racing for the rest. We carry more parts than anyone else. You can reach us anytime.
Yeah, it's a tough life. Tough life.
We ship around the world fast. Summit Racing Equipment.
It's really crappy. I've had to replace a nylon worm gear in here, and I've had to replace this plastic circle that keeps the blade from rocking twice, and it's broken again. That is the weak link. It doesn't have much power, but it beats the heck out of making these dog treats by hand. I'm fixing to make up a whole big batch. Oh, you lucky dogs. I always have an audience when I do this. Now we start the dehydrating process. Probably not going to be able to, even though I bought 2 extra rings, these 2 here new, probably not going to have enough room to do them all. So I'm going to do all I can, and then, because these will, let's see, what time is it? What does it say? I think it says 10:45. These will be done about, 4 o'clock. And it'd be too late to start the next batch because I'll have to, that was sweet potatoes, which we found out the dogs do not like. Yeah, I'll do the rest tomorrow. I'll have to stay up too late to do these, the rest of the batch. All right, let me get these loaded up. Well, I got all but that on there. So I'll just stick that in the fridge and do that tomorrow morning. I don't know where this dog learned to stalk. There's a squirrel out there at the fence row. I'm gonna move a little bit and get a better picture of her. I just threw a couple of steaks on the barbie, and I've had this bacon in my refrigerator for a while, and I really got to cook it. Yeah, I know, bacon that's lasted a while in my refrigerator. Anyway, I'm gonna try to cook it on the grill. Can it be done? I don't know. I've never done it. Do I dare risk an entire pound of bacon? I'm gonna go ahead and try to cook it on this tinfoil. You know, I like the smoky flavor, and we'll see if it works. So we have the Chinese who have started selling their own precious metals at their own prices, which are not manipulated. We have Deutsche Bank coming out and admitting freely that they manipulated the price of precious metals and are willing to go so far as to name other financial entities that were duplicitous in their endeavors to also manipulate the price of precious metals. Consequently, the price of silver, which is what I buy, is fluctuating rapidly. And not downward so much, but it's going upward several cents, and then down a couple cents, and then up several, and down a couple. And I am stuck with a conundrum. I have finally got to a place in life where I have all my preparedness needs covered, I believe. And any extra money I have now goes to preserving wealth, which I don't have much of, but what little I have, I want to find a way to put it somewhere safely, and that's not in the bank. And if you don't know why, then me explaining it to you wouldn't make a bit of difference. So I've been buying silver, and now I'm at the point where I have 2 credit cards left, and I will be 100% debt free once again. Y'all know my wife and I, we suffered some tragedies in our life, and it cost us a lot of money to get well and get through them and keep our bills current. So, we had to resort to credit cards because it happened at a very inopportune time in our lives, and we had just become debt free at that time. So, anyway, we're down to 2 credit cards, no more doctor bills, and I I'm now at a point where I can do one of two things: use the available credit I have on my credit card to buy silver now, and then go back to work on paying the credit cards off, or to pay my credit cards off and hope by the time I have free cash again, silver hasn't gone, just to an unobtainable price for me. What to do, what to do. Just me thinking out loud. I really haven't come to any decision yet. I've gone so far as to put an order in and then cancel it at the last minute. I just don't know what the right thing to do is. I think my fear is, I own my house and property, and no liens, nothing, no attachments. Nobody can lay claim to it as long as I can pay my property taxes every year, which are, right now, nearly nothing. But as we all know, all it takes is a stroke of a pen for them to change a law, and my $57 a year tax could be $5,700 a year. I have a friend in Texas that, I have a large home on 5 acres, and my property tax is $57 a year, and she has, a home and land equivalent to what I have, and hers is, I think, $2,800 a year. It's just an incredible difference. So what I'm saying is, no matter what assumption you make, it's never safe, because as long as there's politicians with pens that can change rules, you're not safe from any of them ever. So anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, but like I said, I'm just thinking out loud, waiting for my steak to cook. Oh yeah, I put a piece of bacon on there. Let's have a look at it. Well, I don't know. Oh, well, I just tried one, and that's not looking bad. I might do that. It didn't stick. So, okay, that's where I was going with that. Let's just say that I did run up my credit cards and I had all kinds of silver sitting in my safe. And then all of a sudden, the economy failed or collapsed, or we had an extreme recession or even hyperinflation, and the dollar was worth next to nothing. Now I have these credit card debts that I have to pay off in a recessive or hyperinflative economy. Right now, as the law stands, if you can't pay your credit cards, they really can't make you, they can't take your house. I do believe the law, I don't know if it's federal or if it's just my state, they can put a lien on your house if you're not able to meet your credit card obligations. But I don't believe they can make you sell it. But as I was saying, with a stroke of a pen and a few dollars in a politician's pocket, because we all know they're easily bought, they could change the law tomorrow. And if you can't pay your credit cards, no matter what the economy is, they can make you sell your house or take your house or take your possessions. So, what to do? Do I let this price of silver potentially rise to a point where I can't afford it? Or do I buy it now? I don't know. Which risk is greater? Well, I just talked myself into coming to a decision. I'm going to work on finishing off, paying off my credit cards, and then I don't want to risk my house. That's all I have, And I couldn't do that to my wife. Well, 6 minutes of me yapping. Jeez, I hardly ever do that. Maybe I've had too much coffee. Okay, back to the steak. So the answer would be yes. Yes, you can cook bacon on the grill. That's my half right there. Hey, hon?
Yeah.
Where you at?
Where do you think it's
Okay.
from?
I cooked a whole pound of bacon, and here's your half.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Here's a project. This is the Baja Warrior. This is the ones I believe Tractor Supply sells them for like $600 or $700, and no engine, of course. You can see that. No seat, but I give $20 for the frame basically. Mike Mayerin has got a four-wheeler he's working on. Kevin Bacon just built a mini bike, and I just happened across this. There's this new app called Let Go, and I installed it the other day and looked on there, and this was on it, and the guy wanted $35 for it, and I went over there and looked at it, and he had left the breather off, so I knew without even looking that if this thing sat up any amount of time outside in the rain with the breather off, that there's a good chance a crankcase and everything was full of water, and then I got to looking, and it had been abused pretty bad. So I offered him 20. He said he'd take 20 with no engine, and I was thinking, yeah, well, I'll buy one of those Harbor Freight engines and put on here, and just a part at a time start putting it together. So this is a project, and I'm going to look for like, when people buy new motorcycles, the first thing I do is get rid of that uncomfortable factory motorcycle seat and sell it on Craigslist, and that's what I'm going to be looking for. Alrighty, just thought I'd show you this. It's probably going to be a while before I can do anything with it.